Good evening. Sorry we start late. Welcome to the special Underrated Sports Show. It's gonna be good tonight. We're gonna have a panel. We're gonna have fun. Um, get these announcements out the way first. Um, if you want to know more about want to know more about me, Facebook page, Jerry Thomas. Facebook group, capitals, JT MVP Thinking for Ourselves. Twitter account, also in capitals at JT Blackman 44. Instagram account, same as my YouTube channel, The Underrated Darkness, lower caps. Support my channel, Underrated Darkness. Hit the bell. Make sure it lit up. Share this live stream through our social media and other ones in the past. Um, Past live streams and video and no, got a good one tonight. We're gonna wait for some more people to come in and I do sport. We had an underrated. I forgot. I'm sorry. We do the underrated sports show. My brother, she stay sleep. It's every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Why we doing this regular? Why we doing a sport a special one? Because Monday was somewhat abbreviated, but we're really gonna really go get in it tonight. Um, and let me see who else. Hey, yo, I'm one of those days. I'm sorry, sorry, family. Um, Also, I do fellowship dinner, fellowship live. That's every Sunday. Beginning of the evening. Can't tell you what time it is. So, but tomorrow I'm gonna try to start early evening. Depends how it is. Got a nice one prepared for y'all tomorrow. So I do that every Sunday. So it's all about fellowshipping, eating, and drinking, and talking on the table about issues, and also have fun, you know. So watch out for that tomorrow. I do music and also I do boxing. Also, I would do in November, God's willing, I'll be doing special live stream midterm elections of our perspective. So that's that. So tonight, my brother, welcome. She stay sleep.
Peace, peace.
Peace. What's going on, brother?
My bro. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody that'll be coming through tonight. Much love. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for tuning into our sports show every Monday. You know, um, just keep showing us love, man. It's very much appreciated. Um, I'm surprised. I don't even know what we're gonna talk about tonight, but it should be a good one, y'all. So y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, it's gonna be part of freestyle tonight. How that sound?
Hey, bro, it is what it is.
Man, it's freestyle tonight, man. We're gonna get some. We're gonna wait for some people. We'll get on there. Make sure the it's gonna fold up, and we're gonna invite. We're gonna get some people on it and everything. But you been checking out the NBA games, bro?
Nah, nope. I haven't been checking out none of the games. I be catching the little highlights, but I haven't been watching no games.
Oh yeah.
Nope. Honestly, I haven't been watching too much sports, period. I just been watching just highlights. I haven't been watching no games
So what
like
highlights
that.
you watching?
I watch NFL and NBA highlights.
Oh, okay.
I be watching both, but I don't get a chance to really catch the games like that.
Hmm. Yeah, I've been watching some stuff, not some games, but I've been watching. You know, the Lakers. They see it seems like they've been trying to really trying to gel and stuff like that. NBA the Knicks. I think they rookie Kevin Knox got injured, but seeing that it's not serious, you're just doing like precaution and stuff. So that's a good thing. So really, I've been checking out some boxing. There is a boxing match happening tonight. Um,
Really, I've been.
so that's what I'm saying. Always a lady. Thanks for checking in. Party Cows, thanks for checking in. Very much appreciate the love. We're gonna wait for some more people fill up and everything. Um, matter of fact, I want to read a story, man. That's something to do. I'm gonna read a story until people fall up in this piece, man. Then we gonna freelance like that, man. I feel like doing that, man. Um, pick a night. I got somebody um able to talk about. You know what? Let's talk about Fritz Pollard that we did about Monday. You remember that, bro?
Yeah, yeah, the first black coach.
Yeah, let's talk about him a little bit, man, because because he I'm gonna pull him up. I'm gonna pop. I'm just gonna like pour out certain points about Fritz Pollard. Um um he was the first he was the first African American head coach in the National Football League. Pollard alongside with Bobby Marshall were the first two African American players in the NFL in the 1920s. Football pioneer Walter Camp ranked Pollard as one of the greatest runners these eyes has ever seen. Um, he was inducted on Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2005. He was born January 27, 1894. Um, as a player, he played at Akron Pros, Union Club of Phoenixville, 1920. But Akron Pros, 1920, 1921, Union Club of Phoenixville, 1920, Milwaukee Badgers, 1922. Give me a Camelot, 1923, 1924. Hammer and Pros, 1923 through 1925. Akron Indians, 1925. Providence Steamrollers, 1924. Akron Indians, 1926. Chicago Blackhawks, 1928. As a coach, this is as a coach, family. Lincoln, PA, 1918 to 1920. Akron Pros, 1921. Hammer and Pros, 1925. Chicago Blackhawks, that's the same name at NHL hockey. Chicago Blackhawks. Career highlights and awards. APFA champion 1920. First team All Pro 1920. Consensus All Americans. Yeah. I'm just paraphrasing, family. Let me see what's up with the chat. Okay. Brother Rod, welcome, welcome, welcome. Roddy Teacher 59, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Always a lady. I don't know. Underrated checking the show. Some love, go Cowboys. I see we got a Cowboy fan up in here. Then you got a Cowboy fan up in here. He attended Brown University, major in chemistry, Played halfback of the Brown football team, which went to 1916 Rose Bowl. He was the first black football player at Brown. He became first black running back to be named Walter Camp All-American Team. That and I will tell you, family, that was not highly mentioned. He later played pro football with the Akron Pros, the team which will lead to NFL and parentheses APFA championship in 1920. In 1921, he became the co-head coach of the Akron Pros. Like I said before, that's the same town that LeBron James, born and raised Akron, Ohio. While he still maintains his roster as a running back, he also played already named the teams. Um, he also coached the Gilberton Cameron a non NFL team in 1923 and 1924. He served as head coach for the Hammer and Pros. And I'm going to stop there, my brother. I'm going to really stop there. And I want to talk about that. Brother Rob, I'm going to get you on in a few. Watch out for that. Let's talk about that, brother. How the NFL did not put this um history on him. But it goes to show that he was a great player and an excellent coach.
Um, I think it's because it's just something that that's been happening for a long time now you know with us, with our type, with our group of people.
Yeah.
They love to undercut us. They love to basically suppress our greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know. If you watch a lot of the old football movies like Remember the Titans. If you ever watch
Yeah.
Remember the Titans, where they show Denzel
Uh-huh.
being a black coach.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning, the white coach had a problem with Denzel being the head coach
Yeah.
and him being the assistant coach just because Denzel was black.
Mm-hmm.
And as later on in the movie, the white man understood why he should have been the head coach because he was a better coach than him.
Right.
And I think that's just really what it is at the end of the day. We're hated because we're great.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't,
Excuse
as
me.
much as they can, they want to suppress our history.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, most, how many black kids you hear grow up and say they want to be a coach, a professional coach. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of them just want to be players. And then eventually they get into coaching. But how many of them want to just be a coach?
Yeah.
You really don't see that. Most of your black coaches originally were players,
Mm-hmm.
and even in this case, he was a player and a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how they do look at how they did Byron Scott in the NBA.
Yep.
They never want to give him his credit. They never want to give Mark Jackson his credit. He the one who built the Golden State Warriors that we see now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Before they got Durant, who made that team great? Mark Jackson.
Sure did. Right. Facts.
But they don't want to give him that credit because if they see the if young black children see black men getting rewarded like that by the system, it'll make them strive to do other things. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It'll make them strive to be in higher positions besides just being a player. Because in the NBA, that's the lowest thing you could be is an NBA player. How
Mm-hmm.
many how many of these guys is shooting to be coaches? How many of these guys is shooting to be owners? Not a lot.
Right.
And a lot of them feel like it's because they can't get that far.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not true. And the way they keep that perception going is by not rewarding the black men who did go that far.
Mm-hmm.
By keep showing us that, hey, if you do get this far, we'll knock you back down, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll never sit up here with us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you have, you got us shooting, we don't shoot our shot very high. You know, we
Well,
we we want to be athletes, but we don't want to own our own shit. And it's because of that. See, we don't understand how powerful imagery is. We was talking about this and symbolism. We was talking about this on a couple of shows before on your platform, bro.
mm-hmm.
They couldn't reward Mark Jackson for creating that fucking Golden State team because then they wouldn't be able to praise Steve Kerr.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? Steve Kerr is gonna go down to history.
Mm-hmm.
Why Mark Jackson is it when he built that team? See why they had to shut the black man down? Because they don't want Mark Jackson to go down in history as a legendary coach. He's already a legendary player.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Kerr, he was just he was just like a not a backup, but he was more like he wasn't really no star player like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Jackson was a star when he played.
Yeah. Facts.
So this is why they have to keep the propaganda machine working
Mm-hmm.
and making young black men feel like if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna only get but this far, and this is why they did that, man. Byron Scott too. Byron Scott made a lot of teams better, but they don't give him that credit. You
Mm-hmm.
know, look at Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose, he's a great sports analyst,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to give him that respect. They rather praise Stephen A because he's a coon and an ass kisser. But they won't give Jalen that position. They won't give Jalen that type of light because what? Jalen gonna tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen ain't no ass kisser. So this is why they can't, reward that brother, Fritz Pollard. This is why
Mm-hmm.
they can't do that. And this is why they don't even talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
How many players in the NBA do you think really know about him?
Right.
Any black athlete. How many of them do you think even know about him?
Mm-hmm.
That's for a reason. That's not because of him. That's
Mm-hmm.
because of the people who's in charge of certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
They keep certain people's history suppressed
Mm-hmm.
because that'll wake up that may wake up some people. That may make you know a couple of black men say, "Man, we need to be coaches. We need to be trying to own some shit. We need to go that route."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want that.
No, you don't want that. Right.
They just want you to be a player and have a sneaker and you know do shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to shoot for the stars, man. So they can't show they can't show people being rewarded. They can't show black men being rewarded and being celebrated in a certain light,
Mm-hmm.
because LeBron is LeBron, but you think LeBron won't catch hell if he try to become an owner?
Right.
If he try to become a coach, he's
Right.
gonna have a whole new set of issues. You see? So that's what I think it is, bro. It goes back into the propaganda that they gotta keep going and pushing out so they could stay on top.
Yeah. And I'm gonna read from Muhammad. Muhammad is the one. He will make your mind because you've been faithful. You've been doing so. I'm looking for you. So my doom shot is get him some help. So you know the rope. But he put down. They did that to Tony Dungy when he built the Tampa Bay Bucks until Chucky came over and won the next year. That's facts. That is so true. He did.
Yep, that is true. That is true. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
He built that whole team.
Mm-hmm. And also, Brother Rob put Coach Scott took two different teams to East and West Finals.
Yep.
Yep.
The
I think
Nets,
I
the
think
New
the
Jersey Nets, and who else?
huh?
Who was it? It was the Nets and who else?
I think the Pelicans, right?
I believe so. I'm not sure, but I know it was definitely the New Jersey Nets.
It was back to back.
Hmm.
That's what they had Jason Kidd, they had
Kerry Kittles,
Devin Kittles, Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin,
Kenyon Martin. Yep,
you
that
know.
team was beast too. That was a good ass
Oh,
team.
he said the Hornets. Was the Hornets was in
Hmm.
the West, bro? Malik Omar, watch out. I'm gonna send you the link. I want you to get on here. So yeah, maybe okay. And brother Rob, watch out for your link, bro. But we're gonna freelance. We're gonna freelance tonight. Yeah, we're gonna talk about different things. We're gonna what up, Malik Omar? Get on here. He said the Hornets. Um, but this is to go more on your point that and they never mentioned this that it was two African American players that play against each other in the in the NFL championship. Notice that, right?
Nope, they didn't say that.
Never say that. Never say that. What's up, CB? CB Sports TV. What's going on? Thank you, Nita B. Okay, what up? What up? CB Sports TV. If you want to join the panel, let me know, brother. Malik, hold on. We freelancing tonight. We gonna talk about sports. We freelancing tonight. So yeah, and they never talk about like Tony Dungy, how he helped built the Indianapolis Colts because the Indianapolis Colts at that time they were the like an offense team with Manny. They always want they always but Tony Dungy brought that defense, and that's what helped him win a championship. Welcome Malik Omar, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing all right, man. God is good. You know what I mean? I just want to just shout out the Sheep Stay Sleep and shout out to you, man, and brother Rob. And I see my man CV Sports in the building. And shout out to the
Yeah,
LDBC, man. This is a
definitely.
topic. This is a topic, my brothers, where it's real.
Okay.
And Tony Dungy definitely got done bad, man. I agree with you, Sheep Stay Sleep and JT, man. That was his Super Bowl team. You know what I mean? But having said that, and I'll let you talk, JT, right after I say this. Having said that, you know who threw the brother up under the bus? The reason why they found that boy Keyshawn Johnson, man, a black man. Said, man, we need another coach in here. We need somebody that's a man who's gonna stand up and take us all the way. We don't need no 65 coach like he is. He threw him up under the bus. So when Chucky came, he won it. But guess what? A year after that, Keyshawn Johnson headbutted him, and threw him up under the bus. So his ring there ain't even last long, man. But that's karma. You know what I mean? That's karma. But they always throw black leaders, man, up under the bus. Like Sheep Say Sleep said, man, it is what it is. We get the crap end of the stick, man. And I'm gonna let you go in though, JT, because I got some stuff, man. I'm gonna go ahead and lay on me about that, man. But that's a big time issue, man. You know,
Uh-huh.
black coaches definitely, man, don't they not appreciated.
Yeah.
Most deaf.
Yeah, we want you to come back, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna hang around for a little bit. You know, I gotta spend some
Okay.
time with wife. You already know what that's about.
Oh yeah, 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 okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah. You know because you don't want to be dry. That's what I'm saying.
No doubt. No, I can stay on for a little bit, big bro. No doubt. I could do a good
Yeah.
30 minutes. So I'm
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say, JT, man, that this may be a little bit off topic, man, but I wanted to talk to everybody about that holiday. I emailed you. I don't know if you got it, but that holiday, Halloween, man, that's one of the most destructive and insane holidays that anybody can participate in. Black, white, Chinese, pink, purple.
Mhm.
On that night, just a little historical facts about that night. They call it Hallows Swing or Satan Sabbath. And in Europe, white folks used to actually celebrate. That was their New Year, and Satan was their god. So on that particular night, man, all these children, it's about 1 million children or individuals, period, that are missing. And what they do is have mass sacrifices, man. And we dress out. We don't know the history of it. My mother, my father did it to me too, family. So what do? We dress our children up in costumes. What do these costumes and goblins and goblins stand for? It stood for the dead because it was believed in Europe that the dead on that night was supposed to come up out of the ground, JT, and come and hunt and disturb and terrorize the neighborhood. So white folks got hip to that. They said, well, we're gonna leave candy and goods and cakes and leave them at the front door. So maybe they'll take that and leave us alone. And that's where the theory of trick or treat come from. But we don't know the dark side of that, brother. And also, I advocate anybody don't take my word. Go online and research this holiday. Not only is it satanic in origin, man, but it's just straight up the dark side, JT. And another thing, it was believed that that pumpkin that came from a guy by the name of Jack who made a deal with the devil, and his soul got trapped in this world as well as in hell. And that face that you see on that pumpkin, that's supposed to be his face, missing teeth and the eyeballs and whatnot, and that's where the term jack o' lantern come from. Also, this witch with the black cat, it was believed that black cats was bad luck. So that's why you see that black cat. Oh, don't let that black cat run in front of you. You're gonna have bad luck. And so we need to go delve into that. And I wanted to go on and on and on about that. You know what I'm saying? Because we participate in these holidays, but we don't know the dark side of that, JT, man. And the sick, and you can bring all kind of spirits in your house. It's all kind of strange stuff can happen to you, man. So I just want, even if you are atheist and you're not, or you know, because I believe in God, you know what I'm saying. But a lot of my folks that's in the conscious community or the righteous community, because that's what I'm a part of, a lot of them don't believe in God, and they mad at the church, and they say that religion, you know, I did them wrong. And I understand that. I've been through that phase too. But definitely this holiday, it needs to be talked about, JT, man. It's a serious thing that's going on. And on that day, I pray, I fast, I don't eat nothing. I'm on a water fast the whole day, man, because some sick stuff going on. Um, Also, I wanted to tell you, JT, that I just seen on the internet, man, that they having all these satanic, rich, rich circuses going on. It's called the Church of Satan. And we used to be in San Francisco. Now they in New York, and they recruiting, man. And unbeknownst to me, the white guy that was speaking, he was saying over 60% of the congregation look like me and you. They black folk. And you wonder why we run around here acting all crazy and whatnot, man, because we don't know who we are. And that's an old African saying. I think heard Brother Rob say it last time. And that's know thyself. You know what I'm saying? We don't know who
Yeah.
we are. So I just wanted to just delve into that particular holiday because it's dangerous. I advocated you've been taking your children out to trick or treat. Um, Cancel that. Buy you some treats for the house, and don't allow them to go. Because every time I'm looking on the news during this time, JT, it's some child that done bit into some candy and some raisin or split their mouth wide open. You know what I mean? People sick, or some child got sick from cyanide. They soaked the candy with the wrap in the cyanide, then dry it off in a humidifier. I mean, these people are sick, man. So
Mhm.
we have to definitely delve into that, man. And I just wanted to just say that. I know this segueing off the topic, but we need to talk about the Halloween. And I hope that you do a show about that before Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And I'd love to be a part of that panel because I got
Yeah,
some
I
more to
see.
rip.
Yeah. I see what I can do, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I see what I can do because things has been popping up lately. So I see what's up. I see what definitely I could do. If it's like a segment, we could definitely do that. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I see what's up.
Most definitely. Okay. Well, JT, man, I'm gonna hang around for a little bit, man, and chime in on what y'all talking about because black athletes, like she Sleep said, the moment we want to own a team, Michael Jordan is. I remember he tried to do that in D.C. and it made him look like a fool. He eventually owned the team, but they not only did they kick him off the brother off the team, man, but they scandalized him. He was going through infidelitiness and something personal with his wife. He wound up getting a divorce, but nevertheless, the moment he stepped over that stick, man, all hell broke loose. Same with Bill Cosby. I'm not condoning what the brother did. What I'm saying is the moment he said, I want to buy NBC, all these thugged out allegations coming up. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff, man. His son get killed, just weird stuff, man. And I find it to be ironic, man, that most black men in this industry, that when they try, even in film, when they
Mhm.
try, and then you can do your research, you don't gotta believe me, to obtain what white folks have, even the billionaires catch hell, man. Master P talked about on how he tried to become a billionaire, and there's a wall that he had to stop at because they gave him so much hell, man. So he just
Yeah.
maintained his couple $100 million, man. But they racism, institutionalized racism, because you don't always hear me say, JT, we need to stop using the term white supremacy because there's no what's supreme about them. Well, the moment we say that, we believe in that theory. So it's just a
Yeah.
theory, but it never existed, JT. Institutionalized racism, the terminology that exists, but we will call it white
Yeah.
supremacy. That never existed. But I'll let you go past the mic.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, we gonna talk about that in the near future. Definitely, we gonna talk about that in the near future. Brother Rob, what's good, brother? Welcome.
Yo, peace, good brother, man. How you doing this evening?
I'm
Peace to the
okay.
panel.
Okay, we gonna freelance sports tonight. We gonna talk about basketball. We're gonna talk about well, I ain't really talk about football because I ain't watching no NFL because of Kaepernick. So but I'm gonna ask a few questions about different sport. Um yo, go ahead. What you were saying, and then Rob, you could bounce off on that.
Yeah.
Well,
Shout, shout
salute.
out
Sorry
to
about
my
that.
brothers. Yeah, shout out to my brother Malik. Shout out to the educator, my brother Rob. And yeah, man, it's it just seems to me, that the way things is pretty much socialized to the black youth is more like, just be an athlete. You know, you could become a millionaire, just become an athlete, and a lot of parents even push that to their children. They don't push their children to become a coach. They don't push their children to go into, try to get up in those offices,
Mhm.
and it doesn't, I don't blame our people for doing that. It's because the way everyone is socialized, but when you look at other groups of people, they tell their children to shoot for the stars. You could be whatever you want to be,
Mhm.
and if you gonna do something, try to go to the apex of it.
Mhm.
We don't do that with our children. We tell them just to be, minuscule, because at the end of the day, that's all an athlete is. An athlete is just a high paid slave. You out there getting yourself hurt every day, risking your body, risking your mind. Look how much games they play in a season. So we It's because the way we socialized, man. And that's why they can't talk about guys like Fritz Pollard. Because then a little dude might wake up one day and say, damn, I could be like Fritz. They don't want that. You know, that's not going to further their propaganda and their social engineering. Because that's what the matrix is. The matrix is just your mind. And if they could get you to think what they want you to think, then you become an agent in the matrix because you're doing what they're telling you to do. But once you decide to go outside of that and be you, then you become Neo. And they don't want a bunch of Neos running around.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why they don't mind paying the guys who are the top athletes because they want them to stay in that predicament. They want them to be comfortable with just making those millions and staying there. The moment they try to get above that, then they're going to see what they're actually up against. But until then, they cool. They cool with LeBron. You know, they don't mind giving them the money they giving them. They don't mind paying KD. They don't mind paying Steph. They don't mind paying these dudes what they paying them. James Harden. They don't mind paying these dudes all these millions of dollars.
Uh-huh.
Their money is the least of their worry.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want these dudes to actually gain power
Right.
in that institution called the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they do, then it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. That's why they don't mind giving LeBron what he want. Just stay where you are, nigga.
Stay in
That's
your
it.
place. Stay in your place.
Yeah, that's real talk. Real
Right.
talk.
Just stay where we need you to stay. Not see, they don't, it's not, we think it's stay in your place, bro, but they not telling him that. What they saying is they doing it in a friendly way. Just stay where you are. You
And
know, they
right.
they not saying stay in your place like they used to tell niggas to do. Now it's LeBron. You're making 100 and something a million a year. Just stay there. Aren't you happy with that? Aren't you? Hey, what do you want, LeBron? You want a new sneaker? What do you want? They'll give him anything for him to stay where he is. Because the moment he wake up and say he want to do something else, in that same institution, like becoming a coach, like trying to gain shares in a team and all of that. You see what they did to Jay-Z with the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a little percentage, and then what they do? They kicked his ass to the curb. Bye, nigga. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z don't got shit to do with the Nets no more. That's why you don't see him at the games. Y'all wonder why y'all don't see him at the games no more? Because he don't got shit to do with them. They bought his little bit of shares out. Bye. Bye, nigga.
Yeah. They just to me they just leased him. That's it.
Right. Right. What they did was, I'm gonna tell you what they did. You see, and this is what they do. This is what they did to Jay-Z is what I said Kanye is doing now with him talking to Trump. What they did with Jay-Z was use his influence that he has as a hip hop artist and the influence that he has in Brooklyn for being one of the known hip hop artists. So if I'm gonna put a stadium here and a sports team, why not get the face of Brooklyn here? The one
Mm-hmm.
who everyone in the streets love. That's why they went and got Jay-Z. That's why they went and got him. And they made us believe that he had some ownership in the team. He didn't own shit. He owned a couple of shares and was easily brought out. That's how you know he wasn't shit. They just used him.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They used him instead of him using him. Instead of him using his influence and his and who he is in Brooklyn, he allowed them to use him. That's why when it was done with him, bye. That's why they was able to do that.
See you don't want to be you.
Right. That's why they was able to do that to him.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's why he didn't get far in that. Jay-Z supposed to have ownership in that team. Y'all
Period.
are in Brooklyn.
Right.
If I don't own a percentage of the team, I own some shit dealing with the stadium.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where he's getting paid a lot of money to do this shit. And it also will encourage him to do more things in Brooklyn.
Uh huh.
But they just used him. He allowed them to use him. And then they got rid of him, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. All right, brother Rob, bounce off on that. And then after that, I want y'all to jump on this. What Muhammad is the one said, how Lord Ingram told LeBron, shut up and dribble. Remember that. We want to touch on that too. But I want you to touch on that first what she said Sleep was saying, the educated in our community. Brother Rob, welcome.
All right. Yeah, just to bounce off of what the good brother was just talking about, essentially, quintessentially, the problem is the way we looking at it, right? Um, if they can afford to pay LeBron James this absorbent amount of money, like 180 million, you know what I mean? If they can afford to pay him that, how much are they making? You
Mm-hmm.
see, we think too small. Um, I would say, as a solution, because we 90% of the players and 1% of the owners, we that the players demand that the black community own parking at these events. That'll be a way to generate money directly into the community. Most of the stadiums are built in urban areas because of the property values,
Right.
So because of that, let's take advantage of that. I mean, yeah, they own all of the shit. They do. You know what I'm saying? But we can start demanding small portions of the revenue stream so that we can get our piece and then take our piece and use it as a multiplying tool. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
when it's like a movie like Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? Where we done directed it, we starring in it, we wrote it, all of this kind of stuff, right? Man, for 1 week straight, it's exclusive in black theaters. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to require us owning some black theaters and delivering excellent service and, things of this nature. And then creating a demand for our people to go and patronize the spots that we own. You know what I'm saying? We have to become conscious of the fact that, the power, it lies within that decision you make every time you spend that dollar. You know, in my opinion, and this is my humble opinion, right? If we gonna be prejudiced, right? Let's be prejudiced with our money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we gonna be prejudiced, let's be prejudiced with that one thing. You know, I got white people that I interact with all the time. The principal of my school is white. You know what I'm saying? But the owners of the school, the founders of the school are two brothers. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's always dynamics when you dealing with people outside of your culture that you can't control. You know, just like we can't control that out of the 32 teams in the NBA, 31 of them are majority owned by white folks. You know what I'm saying? 23 outright by Jews. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it ain't no way to get around that. You know what I'm saying? Um, at the end of the day, if we was just to demand the parking, right, and then become excellent at that, you know what I'm saying? Excellent in a way where we come up with a parking garage that's so, groundbreaking, so cutting edge, right? That's the parking garage that they create all over the world. You know what I'm saying? They mimic what we do and how we do it. You know what I'm saying? How underground and overground parking. You know, all automated. I don't know, something. You know what I'm saying? Something cutting edge. We got to produce the next, you know what I'm saying, George Washington Carver. You know what I'm saying? We got to produce the next one. You know what I'm saying? And if we ain't focused on that, you know what I'm saying, and using everything at our disposal for our liberation, you know, we got more work to do. That's what I say, you know, to try to be positive, you know, but we got to get our people conscious and moving. You know, moving is the most important thing. Life reward action. So we have to take some type of action, you know what I'm saying? And so these discussions are a you know, kind of funnel point for our actions for the upcoming week. I'm hoping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The question is that let me repeat it again because you might not hear it. Mom is the one said, "How Lord Ingram told LeBron, shut up, shut and dribble." Remember that. And Malik, I want you to touch on that, please. Do you
Yes,
remember? Do you
sir.
remember that story?
Oh, absolutely, good brother. I remember it quite succinctly. Yes, I do. Um, well, to tell a black man to shut up and take a ball and bounce it, and dribble it and put it in the hoop, man, and it's disgusting, man. The brother was speaking on the police brutality that's going on in our community. It's a real deal issue, you know. They are racism. It's a class thing. It's in the poverty as well as the higher echelons. So for her to say that to another black man, that was disgusting, man. All the man was speaking on, JT, was that Kaepernick has a right to protest peacefully. That's in the Constitution. Now white folks do it every day, but when a black man does it on the strength of institutionalized racism, he wrong or she wrong. And man, it was a sad day, brother. It's a sad day because the power of a dollar bill, we have the power. Let me tell you something, JT, man. If all of us got together, they tell us that we the number one consumer. They giving us the answers in front of our face. Sheep Say Sleep and Brother Rob. They tell us that we the number one consumer. I tell you what we need to do when they start acting right to get them back on track. Let's start taking our money out of all them banks. Let's stop shopping. Just do it just for a week, man. You know what I'm saying? That's our power, man. And it's genetically in us to get our own. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is doing it. But when it comes to the black man and the black woman, you're a racist. Or you're a separatist. I ain't saying nothing about separatism. I'm talking about the power of a dollar bill, JT. Imagine if we didn't have an ego, if we all of us ain't ego trip.
Right.
Imagine that, man. It brings tears in my eyes. I had dreams about this because I see what the Chinese doing. I see what my fellow white folks is doing. I see what the Dominicans is doing. Everybody else is doing it, but us. But like Brother Rob said, platforms like this is the healer. This is the start. This is the beginning because they keep talking about something over and over and over and over again. And then the people that I share this video with, all my friends, they look at that. Man, you get a lot of people, man, that's clicking. And because we
Yeah.
sharing these videos, they go back and they watch these videos, JT. They show it to their children. Don't let nobody tell you, man, ain't nobody learning nothing. Don't let no hater, no troll tell you that. Keep doing what you're doing. That's why them subs is coming up. Nobody else does it like you do it, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then you allow all of us brothers from different facets mentally to come together and sit down and put our egos to the side, man, and build off of one another. This is a prime
Yeah.
example right here. That's why, man, and I'm gonna say this, in rap music, you got beef. Black folks. Anything we get into, sports. Here you got some black man that they pay high amounts of money, like Sheep Say Sleep said, to go out there and perform the duty. But check this one out in football, and they work together. The conglomerate, it's a chemistry. We ain't talking about getting paid. Well, we talking about them putting on a uniform, brother, making millions of dollars, and they able to do that for massa. But you can't come to your own community and put that same uniform on and build up your own community. Now, if you could do that for them, there's an issue. As one white lady I heard her say on TNN, she said, white Shaquille O'Neal is rich, but that white man writing that check, He's wealthy. So they got the power right now, man. LeBron James is a billionaire. LeBron James is on. I gotta big him up because he done something that was groundbreaking and it was unprecedented. He took in Akron not only black folks, black children, but white children. He has a program in his own school, man. A lot of people, because see they join something, JT, when they're in college. It's called the Boule. A lot of them are Masons and they're into fraternities and stuff. And the Boule, their job is to keep they support the false identity of white supremacy that never ever exists. But what it means is it's institutionalized racism. But they support that, and their job is to keep us at a sub-human living rate, while at the same time appeasing white folks. And these are the distinguished Uncle Tom bootlicking bourgeoisies of the world. I work with these people, man. I don't have no problem with nobody how they live their life. But to do that, man, and big up another community and you and this black skin, that's a sickness. So we're dealing with mental slavery. It's not shackled no more. You know what I'm saying? It's mental. That's why we so messed up, man. That's why I don't be arguing with sisters. I don't argue with sisters because that sister and even me, you know what I'm saying? We all are in pain. No matter how much money you make, we all are in pain, JT, one way or another. So, the answers is right in front of our faces, and it's the dollar bill, like Brother Rob said. We had a power. And we all right, and I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna pass the mic on this one. Anytime they shoot our brothers and these young, but we see the tapes. White folks see the tapes. That's why I always have a disclaimer, JT. I don't have a white or black speech, man. I speak the truth, man. I don't care who around. I speak like this around white folks. Now, what black folks do to kill our babies on the street? I gotta ask y'all, why our mothers and fathers gotta keep crying, man? Our children keep getting killed in the street, man. And then what we'll do, JT, we'll march, we'll sing, and we'll pray, and they go right back doing the same thing again. And I'm a man of God. But when it's gonna come a time where, man, you do that to our child, hey, so it's something gonna happen to one of your children. Because this stuff, man, is going on and it's repeatedly. And there ain't no black man in no community. We can't even stand up for our children collectively, man. But you can go and hang out with your homeboy. You can smoke a blunt. You can drink a 40 with your homeboy and don't take care of your children. So the alpha males like me, alpha males like Brother Rob, she stay sleeping you, man. We got a task. And we got to weed out these chumps out here. Because they represent us wrong, man. Straight up. And the sisters, I'm hearing that these sisters taking care of these brothers now, JT, man. These sisters it's that bad out here. Sisters out here taking care of brothers, JT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dressing them up, giving them allowances and all that. But I'm going to pass the mic on that.
But you know what, Malik? I'm going to tell you this. And some sisters going to get mad to say this, but I have to say this.
Yes, it.
When you have a son, when you a single parent, if you have a son, you gotta search out male figures for your son.
Real talk.
Okay? You gotta sit him down and give him the real. And then if the father wants to be in his life, let him be in his life. Okay?
Yeah. Yes,
you gotta come on, sisters, you gotta stop these conversations because we losing our sons. And even in women's sports too, we see them in our community too. And that is a growing academic in women's sports in our community for the last almost 20 years. And we gotta talk about that too.
Yeah.
So even men, if you have a daughter that play in sports and you and the mother don't get along, to go some miles too. Let the mother be in that daughter's life. We gotta learn how to coincide in our community.
Yeah,
okay.
And
That's what I want to talk about. I want to hit that up and everything. And Brother Rob, I want to take a shot at she stay sleep. And after that, Malik.
Yeah. Like right, my niece that she got softball coming up. Real life example of like how I'm always talking about taking some action, right? We know that she got softball coming up. So the first thing I'm talking about is you got to keep your grades up because you play a spring sport. It'd be messed up. We'd do all this training and then you academically ineligible come springtime. Like that would be idiotic, right?
Right.
But at the same time, though, that gives students focus. You see what I mean? Instead of hoping that they do right, you give them the right thing to do. That's the secret. You see what I'm saying? Don't expect teenagers and kids to know the right path. You have to tell them, hey, here, do this, and don't be afraid of the conflict. We so afraid of conflict. We trying to raise our kids, and we look at them like European kids. Our kids are not European. Their culture will not work on our kids. You know, the way they educate our kids. Man, look, I switched my complete. The way that I'm talking now is not the way that I talk at work. I have to switch it up. You know what I mean? If they don't learn the way you teach, you have to teach the way they learn. This
Uh-huh.
this is so important. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple, but it is easily overlooked. Look, this is a very deep conversation. We just talking about the surface problem. You know what I'm saying? That we need our kids to be looking at other avenues to get money. But at the same time, we have to celebrate the brothers that's man, look, man, the brothers that's playing in the NBA. They do a lot of good work in the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It's just not highlighted. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that LeBron didn't put up big money. He didn't send kids to college and they didn't have full rides like the Bill Gates scholarship. I'm talking about full rides, don't pay for nothing, don't even pay for books. You dig? You know what I'm saying? It's like 40, 60 million or something that man didn't put up, bro. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? But that's not highlighted in the news. Kevin Durant, Chris Paul. Chris Paul done did that in many cities that he didn't played in. You know what I mean? New Orleans, Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Man, out there in LA. That man Chris Paul is esteemed philanthropist. You know what I'm saying? These are things that are not talked about heavily. So, because that revenue stream exists, we have to demand other ways of getting the money. And all we have to do is leverage our participation. We dominate the NBA. We dominate the NFL. We can dominate the MLB again if we decided to. But those are the two sports we just made playing baseball lame. That's all. You know what I'm saying? A baseball player was the lamest athlete out of everybody. That's the only reason we don't still dominate baseball. It'd be more Willie Mazes if we just focused on it. You know what I'm saying? At the Little League, how many of y'all kept playing at the Little League? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Do you see what I mean? That time between 12 and when you start high school is I don't have to guess and wonder, DS1. That's when you got into that most of that bullshit you was into. I don't have to guess and wonder. That's around that time, right, JT?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying to everybody, right? You got a young black man in your life that you got some type of uh direct influence or indirect influence over, right? This what you do. Focus on them when he 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Those are the years that are prominent. They are important because Little League is over at 12. What are they doing? What are they doing at 12? Do you see what I mean?
Uh,
If we focus right there, that's where it's at, bro. Right there. Get them involved in some shit. I don't care what it is. We're gonna be good in sports, whether we like it or not. We're gonna be good at it. You know what I'm saying? We are. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we are.
uh-huh.
We guys. I mean, that's what we are. We just gotta walk in our greatness. Our story is that great. You know what I mean? Our story is that great. Our people are that great. And once we embrace that, man, you know what I'm saying? Problem solved. I don't know. I mean, but I have my niece training, you know what I'm saying, for softball season coming up. I gotta wait for you know what I'm saying. She lifting, she doing push-ups. We focusing on her core. You know what I'm saying? We working with her hands. So and it's gonna be her first time ever playing.
Uh
Look,
huh.
right? I guarantee you she gonna be first team. And it's not because we want her to be, it's because we gonna do the work. Winners win because they put the work in.
Uh huh.
That's my motto, you know what I mean? And that's why I produce, bro. It don't matter what level I done coached at. I done won the championship at every level, in every sport that I coach. Every level in every sport. You know what I'm saying? Because I coach confidence. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end on this and then I'm gonna shut up. I know I'm long-winded, right? Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? People always talking shit about Mark. Man, this man was brilliant. Anyway, right? Here go the quote. He say, with confidence, you have won before you started.
Uh huh.
But without confidence, you are twice defeated in the race of life. The reason why you are twice defeated, right? Not only are you defeated because you don't think you can win, but also you give your enemy confidence because they know that you are self defeated. That's why Amos Wilson said it best. Look, they can't be what they are unless we are what we are. All we got to do is walk in our greatness. I'm going to fall back and pass the mic on that.
That's good. Go ahead, she stay sleep.
I totally agree with you, bro. Totally agree with you, brother Rob. And what was the Oh yeah, it was why did that person tell LeBron to shut up and dribble? It's because hold on, bro. I'll be right back. Somebody, I got a phone call. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Okay. Brother Rob, take over. Then Malik.
Brother Rob.
Brother Rob. Go
Man,
ahead. Go
did you
ahead,
lose
Malik.
it?
Go ahead, Malik.
Hear me,
Hey,
man.
bro.
It sounds like we buff. I don't know.
Okay, there
You
you
can hear
go.
me?
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why she said just shut up and dribble, right, is because this is the lens in which she views black men. You shouldn't be talking about politics. Look, I view you as a monkey that can dribble. You know what I'm saying? You probably good in bed. I like those dunks. Oh, you're very entertaining. She doesn't take his political ideals or political stances seriously. That would be absurd. You know what I mean? And from the lens in which she views it. So I'm not shocked or awed by that. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer shocked or awed by white folks' audacity to look at our situation and have no contrite feelings whatsoever. Like, well, I mean, Colin Kaepernick, he should stand. You know what I mean? They don't care about looking into the issue like that. We the ones that's making it an issue. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that do that. We the ones that give it life. So and my what I try to do is just overlook those type of voices. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are peons to me, you know what I'm saying? And they, narrow view of black folks, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't even give her opinion a whole lot of credence, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it means nothing to me. She's a nothing, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, what's her name again? You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. She's not a serious, yeah, she's not a serious journalist to me. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Fox News sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The reason being, I want to hear what our enemy got to say. What are they thinking about? What is their next move? You know what I'm saying? What is he going to do about this Saudi Arabian prince being somewhat implicated in the murder of his journalist? What's Trump's next move now? He's heavily vested in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? He's heavily vested with the Russians, and he got this PR camp. Man, you know what I mean? All those things are intriguing to me. right? But I don't give it a whole lot of energy. You know what I mean? I stay focused on what we need to do. You know?
I said for me, this been going on for a long time. It just that ever since Trump came in the office, I call Orange Crush 45, and it just reappeared, and that's the way I look at it. So, but I want to welcome everybody to come here, but I do want to talk about because I want to have a little fun. I don't like being serious all the time. What do y'all think about that no good, nasty meatloaf fat boy, Jason Whitlock? Anybody could take it.
Oh well, Jason Whitlock ain't nothing but a thug, JT, a thug, a white racist thug, and it's something that brother Rob brought up, man. He said that about Garvey. Garvey said that any race that automatically accepts the mores or morals of another race becomes a slave to that race. So that's what we're dealing with. And I'm with you, brother Rob. We're watching Fox News. Hey, I listen to Rush Limbaugh, my brother. I want to know what racist white folks still be thinking. I tune in, brother, because you got a whole lot of us that think with this kumbaya stuff that it don't exist. They got a good paying job. They're in the industry. They living well. They comfortable around white folks. They shop at the shops, man. But man, there's a dark side of that, man, and I salute you for that because I get killed with that, man. I'm glad Donald Trump is the president, and most people blow up. Hey, how can you say that, man? And then once I give them the solution why I say that, and I say it confidently, and I mean it too, and then they calm down and say, "Oh, well, you're right." But for everybody in the chat and on the panel that, oh man, what you mean by that? I'm glad he's in there because here you got a man that's a billionaire with the mindset a barbarian, a club swinging barbarian, man, that's really spewing his deep feelings for it, not only him, but millions of white folks that look in our face every day on the job think the same way this dog think. So what I'm telling you, JT, is this: that I'm glad he in there because more people are talking about racism. More black folks are waking up and they see what's going on because with Hillary in there, they still would have been asleep, man. I ain't never seen that many people woke like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad he's in there. And the thing about it is this: the dude you talking about, man, when you shine light on individuals that are ignorant like that, man, then you bigging them up. The George Zimmermans of the world, all of them got it coming, man. It's just a matter of time, JT, man. Karma is a mother. I don't. If you notice, JT, man, that's no smack down to nobody on the panel or in the chat. You know, there's on cuss, man, because I think that as we black folks, like Brother Rob said, not only do we come from lineage of kings and queens and owners and rulers of this land, brother, we have a historical. But we can get things out, man, by not cussing. We don't have to cuss, man, to get our point across. We don't. We too intelligent for that, man. I'm not dissing nobody. I used to cuss, used to get in there, man, to get my point across, but that ain't cool at all because now I'm turning the children onto your channel, and the parents gonna be like, you know what? I like what he's saying, and the sisters on the panels and the brothers. There's too much cussing. We bigger and better than that. So I'm a pass. Hey, brother Ron, where you go at, man? Chief, stay sleep. Where y'all go at, man? Y'all left me hanging, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead, JT. I guess it's gonna be me and you for a little bit until they come back.
That's all right. I'm sometimes brother I get booted. I'm gonna send it back. Brother Rob, watch out for your link.
Yeah, so JT, man, cussing, I'm no better than nobody. I used to do it, man, but now I don't roll like that, man, because we better than that. We too intelligent, man. And, that'll give a channel like this with all the devils, the black and white devils listening in, waiting for a reason to shut it down. There they go. Well, let's flag the channel. Too much cussing. You know what I'm saying? They mess with 7-8 like that. Because, 7-8 going with the cussing. Blood boxing, he talks about it too, man. And I understand blue blood boxing, he stay away from because the enemies love to flag channels like that. And that's the first thing to look at. It's one thing to talk and get that point across, but they're doing a lot of cussing. So let's flag the channel. So I'm not saying that we need to get away from this special piece, but I said as for me, you know what I'm saying? I believe that we too intelligent, male and female, to even be talking like that, man. I see if we was children, but we too intelligent, man. We got to cuss. It's foul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted my daughter to tune in, but I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth, baby. But I don't want too much cussing going on. You know, but cause they hear it on television, JT. Isn't it music? It's everywhere, man. Now we done made it a part of our vocabulary. And you know, prior to integration, man, we talk all the hype they talk about. We talk like this and that, and we was illiterate talking, and that wasn't English and Ebonics and all that those stupid stuff, and we ran with it. We ain't cuss, man. In the 40s and 50s, that was unheard of for you to cuss around your elders. Every other word was foul, and it ain't in the dictionary. You know, man, we don't got to do that, man. We better than that. So that's something that I challenge everybody to. That let's try to work on our lingo because I'll be hearing stuff on this channel that's so heavy. I'm like, man, this brother or this sister, they need a PhD. But the only thing that stops them get their point across, man, is cussing. And people don't listen to that, man. You know what I'm saying? People have a tendency to point, and especially if they looking at something to crit. You know, black folks, we very, very critical, JT. They look at the negative first before they even hear the message. Oh, he cussed too much, or she cussed too much. So, you know, I just challenge everybody to, you know, curb the tongue a little bit because this is a channel I definitely don't want to be flagged, and we need it. You know what I mean, JT?
Uh-huh. Well, when I think about Jason Fatboy Whitlock, he always been a sellout. He always been a fat steak boy. Always sell his people out, and he just he's an Al Jolson sellout.
Hmm.
Might as well paint his face white.
Oh, Jason. Well, yeah, Jason. What I know you talking about now. I thought you were talking about somebody else, but yeah, we got he's not the only one. You know, anytime that they put a mic on his fool mouth, JT, man, he got something stupid to say about us. That ain't nothing but the truth. I'm trying to figure out in 2018, JT, where did he find these black folks at? Up under a rock? Because man,
They been no, they been out here. You just
man,
some of us just look at the wrong space. I've been looking at the right space for a long. I'm not saying I'm all that. I've been looking at the right space for a long time. They just reappear.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know that chump, he has something to say
They, they,
about us.
they, they, they got a bigger audience. People don't understand. These coons and them coonettes, they just got a bigger. The people say, oh yeah, they've been, oh you, they've been around, yo. Come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
We
yeah,
gotta stop being dumbfounded. What's going on? They've been around. This got a bigger audience, and they know that when that dollar is pushing them, they
Thanks,
gonna
brother Rob, for coming
they
back.
just
Sorry.
they just yeah, brother Rob came back. They just talking they narrative, but they've been out for a long time. And I'm just saying that. Brother Rob, we talking about Jason Fatboy Whitlock. Look. Oh, excuse me. Look at how he did a scam about Kaepernick.
Yeah, yeah, I seen that. Disgusting, ain't it? It was disgusting.
If you notice, right, a lot of the same talking points that he was using, the young lady was using, and
Yeah.
everybody else be using. It's
Yeah.
they're the exact same. It's
Uh-huh.
a Do you see what I mean? Propaganda literally is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally, like we have to understand it. Propaganda is literally a weapon, and we cannot overreact and underreact. We have to be objective, look at what's going on, figure out what's our next best move strategically to get still check a bag. You know what I'm saying? Because this is important. Sometimes we want to divest from things, and man, we left the bag. You can't divest, and you ain't got no. I say you ain't got no. You don't have any options outside of that right there.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? People be talking about quit your job. You know what I'm saying? You can be a boss. Hey, you better man. Hey, for real, man. like people need to not be so quick to believe everything and anything you heard. You know what I'm saying? This is very important. A lot of our people, you know what I'm saying, man, let's just pull sports out of the school. Yeah, yeah, pull sports out of the school. Okay, okay. What we gonna replace it with?
Yep.
There we go. See, if we gonna pull basketball from kids that love playing it, right? What are you gonna replace it with?
Yep.
You see, we be talking about, hey man, hey, they be marching and everything. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's all good if people want to argue that they want to continue to march, right? Like I case in point. And these are just my humble opinion. These are my opinions. I'm not saying that everybody agree with me. I'm okay with a little debate, a little conflict on my opinions. But 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 when Laquan McDonald, when the video came out, they stopped all of these rich white folks from shopping on Michigan Avenue because of what was so despicable on the video. You know what I mean? The For people who don't know, just speaking on it, the officer Jason Van Dyke is going to be going to prison for this young man's murder. But anyway, we stopping white folks from shopping on Michigan Avenue. All right, so we might have heard a couple of businesses one Christmas, but you know what lasting uh um functionary tool, what could we go to systematically to say that we changed anything except for us marching and protesting and everything all up and down Michigan Avenue? There's nothing lasting. There's nothing systematic. It was all a symbol. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking anything away from the symbol, right? But we need some systems in place. What we should have did was left Michigan Avenue and went to go shop on 79th with our brethren. You know what I mean? Go in the neighborhood, and the lady that do the crochet, instead of buying Gucci, you know what I'm saying, buy the crochet shit. Yeah, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Instead of shopping with the Koreans and getting your nails done, go to Susie and them crib, you know what I'm saying, in their basement. Get your nails done there. You know what I'm saying? Like something systematic that we gotta go to, that we gotta build. You know what I'm saying? People say Barack Obama didn't do anything while he was in office for us. What systems do we have in place? What systems did we have in place for Barack Obama to feed us anything? You know what I'm saying? And we still not organized enough. If we have somebody to come behind this very dangerous man that's in the White House now.
Yeah.
That's what we need to be working on. Don't you see? Our enemies, they are political enemies, I'm saying. They are weak right now. We should be promoting our candidate so that when we get in, you know what I'm saying, with the political will that we have right now in this country, that some things must change, and mass incarceration, and the lack of funding for substantial education and things of this nature are underfunded, and we need to educate our own kids, and all of these different things that we talk about all of the time. What are we doing to organize? You know,
Yeah.
I end on this, right? Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, to some, he said it like this. I love this quote. He said, "If you organize a little bit, you get a little bit done. If you organize a lot, you get a lot done. But if you don't organize at all, you don't get nothing done."
Yeah.
That's our part. We not organizing. The energy is here. We just need to get started somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. I think we can handle parking. Parking at these events. If we could just be the vendors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, give black folks the parking lots, and we own all the parking. And with that money, we start owning parking lots downtown, kind of push these Russians and Ukrainians out of these parking garages that they own downtown. And and let's make some money in Chicago. That's who own them here. You know, these Ukrainians and these Russians. That's who own the parking garages down here. You know what I'm saying? In here. You know what I mean? And you know, some Arabs too, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's who primarily own them here. You know what I'm saying? But man, give us these at these big venues. That's another thing. We singing all the songs, we making all the beats. You know what I'm saying? We pushing all the trends. Why we don't own these venues? You
Yeah,
know, all the artists got to do is demand that they go to these venues. They don't even have to demand it. They could just show up and perform there. The venue, they already know they doing it on, you know, some love pricing because this the people. You see what I mean? We got to do it for the people. You know what I'm saying? And man, bro, they still make money. You know,
yeah.
we
But
need to own another part of the process since we can't own the distribution. Let's own the venue. You
yeah.
know,
Hmm. Yeah, but I want to put this question out there and back to she stay sleep that how do us as a family that help raise money to keep these sports programs going so we can keep our youth out of trouble because we see throughout the years all around this country there is a certain decline of sports programs, especially in high school, that is decreasing while other nationalities they in their districts and their communities is always be open. They get even new stadiums, and they put extra sports in their curriculum. How do we go about trying to save hours and build on it?
Well, I gotta I gotta agree with brother Rob. It's a political thing. We gotta understand how things are ran in our neighborhoods, in our districts, in our cities. It all has to do with politics. And us as black folk, we like to say, I don't want to be involved with politics, but politics is what rules, is basically what control our lives.
Mhm.
Policies, laws, all those things are based on politics. Shit, when we sitting around talking about things that matter, what do they call that? They call it politicking. So all of those, that thing what you saying as far as community centers and certain programs in these urban cities all has to do with politics. They take those things away because it ties into um it's all politics, but it basically ties in with the lack of jobs and the poor schooling. All of those things are based on politics, but a lot of a lot of the community centers that are gone, they took that away because they want to keep money for them. They want to keep that extra money. Why you think a lot of schools are unfunded? Because they're trying to keep money. And that's their way of also pushing people out into the neighborhood to and basically put these children in a predicament where they gotta sell drugs, where they gotta rob to eat, because the institutions around them are impoverished.
Mhm.
If I could go to school all day and all they give me is worksheets to do and we don't even have books to read out of, a lot of these kids be like, man, why the fuck am I even here?
Uh-huh.
You know? If they close the doors to the recreational centers where a lot of these young boys grew up playing sports before they start gang banging, why you think a lot of them was out in the streets gang banging? Because we can't go inside and play ball no more. We got to play ball in the park. And when we go in the park, It's nothing but drug dealers and hustlers. So it's like if I'm a come and play in the park, I sooner or later the peer pressure starts to come.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't want to be in a park, and you know when you a kid, you in the hood, it's almost like you gotta have some form of protection. So a lot of these young dudes, not only they join for that reason, but they join so they can just be able to maneuver throughout the hood. It's because it's the thing to do.
Uh-huh.
So if you go in the park and your neighborhood is 90% blood, and every time you go in the park, the Bloods is in the park, and the Bloods are cool, and you know a couple of your homies is blood. It's like shit. I might as well be blood too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because then when I come in the park, everybody gonna show me love, and it's cool. But with the recreational centers, it kept a lot of that stuff out of there to a certain extent. Not completely, but to a certain extent, because you couldn't go in the rec centers and do anything. You know, you couldn't go in there and just do whatever you want. So that sheltered a lot of children away from certain things. And it kept their minds off of what was going on in the streets too, to a certain extent. Not completely, but to a certain extent it did. You know, you if you could go to the rec center for a couple of hours out the day, it kept you off the streets.
Yes.
It kept you focused on certain things. So they took those things out of the neighborhoods so they could keep money, man. The same reason why they underfund these schools, it's all for them to just keep money in their pocket, and that's their way to destroy our the black community, these black inner cities. That's their way to keep us, you know, in the predicament that we're in, to keep this cycle going. You know, because if you got messed up schools, if you have no, you know, no financial, no social and financial outlets for people, then that's what creates crime. You know, that's what creates crime. But a lot of people, they don't understand that. They think black people is in the cities committing crimes because that's what we want to do. But no, the position that our neighborhoods are put in due to politics is the reason why crimes is created. This is why people commit crimes. And it all starts from education.
Mm-hmm.
If you giving these children a low level education
Mm-hmm.
and then they coming out of school to no jobs, what do you expect them to do? They gotta eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. So it all goes back into politics. It all does. So, you know, if anything, one of the solutions that we can do is if you see your child has a knack for news, and you know they always talking about what's going on in the world and things like that, try to push them into politics. Teach them to understand what political science is and things like that. Because you know we do need to start grooming politicians. We need to groom senators and mayors and governors and councilmen and assemblymen. You know, because all of those issues I just talked about, those are the lower levels of politics, what they like to call state politics or city politics. You know, that has nothing to really do, it does, but it has nothing really to do with the president. You know, so we do need to start grooming our own politicians too. And maybe we could start doing that in our households. You know, not to really force our children to go that way, but if you see that that's something that interests them, invest in their interests.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they can be an asset for us. So, and as we can see, That's something that a lot of black children are not pushed into getting into either. They're not pushed into getting into politics, the military, none of that type of stuff. But that stuff is important because we're ruled by politics. That's how we're governed. So that's something that we can start to do too, you know.
That's cool. That's good. That's good. Appreciate that. I said for me that we got to do because I'm thinking about really. I think it's gonna be a near future that I do want to like the kind of like the same panel in the near future. I do want to talk about the decreased funding in our community of sports and jobs, and I do want to talk about um the economic parts about it. How do we, have discussion about it, and I might most likely want to create in the near future, and I will definitely ask brother Rob to come back, Malik to come back, and you she stay asleep, and I definitely want to talk about it. But I want to ask you a question. Who is the funniest and the stupidest sports commentator in our community? We'll start from Malik.
Well, JT, for me, good brother, I would have to go with, and as crazy as it sound, man, because I met him. He's from New York, but he got his platform started here for the Philadelphia Daily News, and that's Stephen A. Smith, man. You
Mm.
know, I think that brother is not only is he passionate, he put his passion behind his work, and sometimes he's long winded, man. But the brother will have me dying sometimes because oftentimes he goes against the grain, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of white folks don't really dig him, man, because he speaks his mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and he's very passionate, man. So I got to go with him. You know, but as far as sports, JT, all of this, man, is politics, man. Our children need sports, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to piggyback on what you were talking about prior, but they took all of that out of the community for a reason, for us all, so them brothers and sisters won't have nothing to do and start killing themselves. Because when I was coming up with JT, we had home economics. It was crazy. After school programs, man. It was at recreation centers everywhere, man. You had you had baseball, you had basketball, you had soccer, you had all that, man. None of that is null. So yeah, definitely politics, man. And all of that goes back to I call it politics, man. I don't believe in voting. Well, brother, your ancestors died for it. I believe in voting on a lower level for judges and city councilmen. But when it gets to the upper echelons, like the president of the United States, all of that, that's already chosen. And a lot of us are caught up in brainwashing that matrix, man, because we know only a fool only don't know this, man. He could be dumb and graduated from a third grade dropout high school that the electoral college chooses our president. You know what I'm saying? Just like Hillary, she won a popular vote. Who got in? Yours truly, Donald J. Trump. So and I have to say this again. I'm glad the man is in there because a lot of people are woke now. You had a lot of us, man, still be sleeping Hillary Clinton. Now more black folks is even Tommy and Coonan and talking about old Sambo talking about racism. So it's on the platform, on all platforms. I'm glad he in there, and I hope he staying there 4 more years because people waking up. You know what I'm saying? And because we was asleep, man. There was the facade of the Barack Obama, a black man who ain't do anything for us. Why? Just like brother Rob said, they ain't giving him. They made sure. They said this nigga ain't gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
When
But
we get
I
done
want
with this, I'm getting off a topic, but that's what.
you breaking up real bad, Malik. Hello?
Yeah, so that was symbolism, brother. So they y'all ever had black men. Yeah,
Oh, breaking up real bad.
but no, hear me? Yeah. Sorry about that, JT. But you know, can you hear me now, JT?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I was saying that hopefully you can hear me a lot better. But a lot of people think, well, Trump got in there because of money. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's actually old money versus new money, JT. Who's on the other end, black folks, because we're a commodity. So whoever would have got in there, man, we still would have got the bad end of the stick. I don't want to cuss or nothing, but you know what I'm saying. The devil's about, man. They put him in there to show us who was in control. He ain't gonna be able to do nothing for you. That's symbolism. So that was a smack in our face. But I hope those of us too that think that things have changed. So this matrix that we trapped in, because I get caught up in it with sometime, man. That's why I start watching the news, man. Because I know it's an 80-20 type of a phenomenon they got going on. 80% of it is a whole bunch of lies, and the 20% is the truth. So, but yeah, back to what you originally asked, JT, man. I think Stephen A. Smith, man. I don't know nobody who's funnier than that cat, man. And I said enough. This sister giving me some looks now, man. JT, man, I gotta go in and chop it up with wifey.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call it the night, man.
Okay.
Shout
Have
out
a
to
good night.
Sheep Stay Sleep and everybody in the panel.
All
Brother
right.
Rob, God bless.
All right. Tell everybody said hello for us.
For sure, for sure.
Peace, my
God bless you,
brother.
man.
Peace. All right. Now for me, what's your take, um, Rob?
Well, in the past, man, and this is a recent past, Stuart Scott was my guy, man. That was like must hear TV, you know what I'm saying? Um, like, of course I would watch the Bulls games, but then I love to turn over to ESPN and watch the highlights of the other games, you know what I mean? With with Stuart Scott. So that was my guy. You know what I'm saying? And the little euphemisms or whatever that he used to use, you know, the people still use them. You know what I'm saying? Or try to make them up to sound like him. You know what I'm saying? So Stuart Scott was my guy.
Okay. But who's the dumbest? Who's the dumbest that you ever heard of sports commentators? The dumbest. And
The dumbest? Uh, oh, man, I don't know about dumbest. I don't know. You have to come back to me on that. I don't know about dumbest. I like Sterling Sharp too, man. That's another guy that kind of stick out to me. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to speak out, a lot of times he's very pointed in his view. I like the way he commentated. I like his commentary. I listen to the show because of him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But Sterling Sharp for sure. Shannon Sharp, my bad.
yeah. You she stay asleep.
Yeah. Well, my right now, one of my favorite analysts is Jalen Rose.
Hmm.
But as far as the dumbest, I can't really name a dumb one, but a one who I feel like does a lot of bullshit is Stephen A. I feel like he does a lot of controversial shit. I think he do it to actually have people make conversations about him and shit like that. But I don't really like how he be attacking certain athletes, man. But I wouldn't say he's dumb, but I do think he do a lot of bullshit.
Hmm.
You know, I think he does. I really do. The way he attacked LeBron and, the way he attacked a lot of other guys, the way he would talk shit. He used to talk shit about KD. Um, I just don't like it. But I don't think he's dumb, but I feel like he do a lot of dumb shit, and I think he do it to to cause just to cause certain reactions in people. I think he do a lot of bullshit for that reason. I think he do a lot of coon shit for that reason. But I don't think overall the brother's dumb. You know, I don't think he dumb, but I do think he do a lot of
I
bullshit.
feel like this the controversial. That's what I mean. I ain't
Yeah, yeah. It's him. I would say it's him. In my opinion, he do a lot of controversial bullshit. He do, and a lot of times I think he do it on purpose. I don't think it's actually genuine. I think he just do it, for those types of reasons, to be controversial and to create the conversation. I think he do a lot of that coon shit for that reason. You know, Stephen A. Smith. But my favorite analyst right now is Jalen Rose.
yeah, I agree
That's
on
that's my guy. That's my guy.
that's what I got too. Yeah, she stays sleeping. Rob, I want you to look at the chat. Hey, Jay Davis, I know that's just you, Java. That cat Michelle's crazy. She is a woman. So respect her existence. You know, why you calling people crazy up in here? It's just an opinion. You know, she was talking about Trump, that Trump got in because of his money, and that's true. Racist his money is true. And why you call Michelle's crazy? I don't understand. You know why every time you come in, you always start trouble. But you want somebody to respect how you feel. And on behalf of everybody on the chat, I mean, in the panel in the chat, Michelle Fleming, we apologize for that. But you cannot say no craziness like that.
You gotta relax, Jarvis. You gotta relax.
Gotta relax, man. I'm telling you, you really pushing it. And if you want to go, you can bounce.
It ain't what you say, it's just how you say it. And it's just the golden rule. I mean, you don't want it said to you, you know what I'm saying? Don't say it to anybody else. We have to learn how to respect everybody else's opinions as well. You know, um, it's important. I mean, why wouldn't we respect everybody's opinion? We don't know it all. Um, we just tend to not communicate effectively sometimes. It's sad, you know what I'm saying? But true. You know, I'm not judging you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, especially with the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be respectful and civil.
I mean, 'cause he said this cat, Michelle, is crazy. So that means you is damn judging. How you could call she says cat, she is a grown woman. That is disrespectful.
Jarvis, man, just chill out, man.
Word.
Just chill out, man. Don't get all hypersensitive. Just chill out. That's all you gotta do, bro. Just chill out and worry about what we talking about on the panel.
Exactly.
We talking about sports. Just worry about that, bro. Don't chill out, man. That's unnecessary.
Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, Jarvis. If I see that this happening again within a few minutes, I'm gonna personally bounce your ass out. I'm gonna get you out. Believe that. Um. So again, sorry, Michelle. Stay. Don't worry about it. The brothers, we handle it as grown men as we should. You good, Malik. Oh, but don't you worry about it. We got it. And but the thing that I want to ask a question. I want to get back into sports, and I'm of them saying, who y'all think is the most underrated sports figure in our community of all time? It could be any sport. We're gonna start with you, brother Rob.
I in this argument, I always point to Kurt Flood. Uh,
I did
Kurt,
ask you about that too.
yeah, I remember Kurt Flood. For people who don't know, is the person that is responsible for creating free agency. The idea of free agency after you've served out your rookie contract. You know what I'm saying? So his sacrifice, you know, is the reason why a lot more money is being made by players. So I would always point to Kurt Flood as the most influential, but rarely talked about. You know,
Mhm.
it's a lot of them, but Kurt Flood for sure.
And Kurt Flood is not just of he started free agency just baseball of all sports. So all sports need to pay homage to the late great Kurt Flood. That until this day he still don't get the credit that he deserves. If y'all want to look for it, I did a live show about Kurt Flood. Look for it. Look for it. I did it. She stay sleep.
Well, I'm gonna actually say I really don't have no answer, bro, because I really don't like I really can't go back that far with sports, due to my age and stuff. But um I'm gonna say like a lot of the great players, I feel like they pretty much got their respect. So I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I really can't think of nobody really, you know. Um I really can't. I can't, bro. I don't know.
Okay. Um, I said that there's one that don't get the credit deserved is we did a show about him, brother. She Stay Sleep is the late great Deacon Jones, the sack master that coined the sack. Why? Because he came from a small school of South Carolina. And they say he wasn't big enough, but he played. He the one created a lot of moves to sack the quarterback. The hand slapping, he slap offensive line, the head, the spin, the curl, all that. The late great Deacon Jones. From 67, 68, including playoffs, he had respectively 25 sacks and 27 sacks consecutive. Ever since he started in the NFL, he be having double figure sacks. At that time, they did not call it sacks. I want you to understand that. They didn't coin sacks. I believe like in the early 70s to the mid 70s. That's when the NFL started calling it sacks. And I believe Reggie White, the late great Reggie White of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he went on to help Green Bay to win the title back in the mid 90s. He had over 200 sacks. Um, um, Bruce Smith, a long time a long time Buffalo Bill legend, he had over 200 sacks. But they need to pay homage to the late great Deacon Jones. It was actually people were saying that he actually had over 200 sacks. If they would have coined, they say he probably would have had over 250, 275 sacks. Want you to understand that, people. Back in the 60s, it was unheard. And then after that, in the Los Angeles Rams, they said they had the best foursome in at that time. You got Merlin Olsen, he's white. He also he went on to be an actor, a long time actor of the Little House on the Prairie, a Little House on the Prairie. Marlon Olsen, Merlin Olsen. He became an okay actor, but he better know he's known as a Little House on the Prairie. Look it up. Merlin Lawson. He was part of Foursome. Also, you got Rosie Greer. You know who Rosie Greer is and everything. And I believe Rosie Greer was part of it. Don't quote me, but it was supposed to be. But so he was they were part of something special. Get back to She Stay Sleep in your era. I think the ones in I believe in your era that played that I believe was very underrated. In your era. Oh man, I left the name out. Oh man, that I believe was very underrated. I said in the NBA. Um, oh, I would say um of your team, San Antonio Spurs, and I'm gonna put it out there, is Tim Duncan. You want me to explain why?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna explain why. Because he played. All right, now I ain't gonna say the smaller market. They had nothing to do with it because he did both. He was very smooth on offense and defense. He was very intelligent, and also he was an excellent standout of Wake Forest. But nobody hardly noticed him in Wake Forest. But at San Antonio, they know talent. I got to give credit to San Antonio knows talent, and all it just Tim Duncan did that when the team showed up, especially in the playoffs, and plus especially he's one of the first rookies ever starting that playing the All Star game too. Nobody didn't know about that. He's one of the first rookies in the All Star game. But throughout the years, quietly, he got better and better and better. And also, he had Dave Robinson help him. But with Dave Robinson left, that's when he really flourished. But I really believe, to a certain extent, he's very underrated because they always talk that he's smooth with this and that. But especially in the playoff games, I'm talking about on defense, he always come up with the big block shot with the steal. Always alternating shots. Always hit that big shot. Always make that big assist. He always there. We always been there, but he always quietly doing that. But he let his game do the talking. Now I'm gonna go back when Miami beat San Antonio. Technically, San Antonio should have won 2 straight years out of that. When Tim Duncan said, "We're gonna come back and beat the Heat," and that's when historically that's when the Spurs start beating the Heat like 30 or 40. You remember, as you know, she stayed asleep. As you remember, especially like third and fourth quarters, they was outscoring us Heat like 40-8, 38-2, 40-5. They used to have like 24, 25 spurts towards the end of the game. Means the putting away. And Tim Duncan said, "We're going to win the championship." And they end up doing it. So I said that to me, he's a very underrated legend. That I think that he should get more respect, especially in the playoffs and championships. Did I sell you on that?
nah. I agree. I definitely think, especially when Timmy first joined the Spurs, you know, people thought that he was a little soft. They thought he was a little passive, but you know, he definitely proved who he was. Definitely. So yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. All right, brother Rob.
Speaking on the NBA, another couple of players. I felt like Tony Delk, he definitely was underrated. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't talk about it, but the man he was putting up a dub wherever he went. You know what I'm saying? That man was putting up a dub wherever he went. And then when it's all said and done, bro, when you look back at Chris Paul's career, every team that he went to was literally a contender. You know what I'm saying? Because he was there. You know, that Charlotte team, that New Orleans team, man, bro. Chris Paul, I feel like he underrated. You know what I'm saying? Like people know he cold, but they don't know how many things he bring to the game. You know what I'm saying? To change things. You know what I'm saying? I hope he can get a ship over there with Houston. I mean, they certainly got the pieces. You know what I'm saying? I hope he can get a ship. You know, I'm tired of Golden State winning. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I want some intrigue. You
Yeah.
know, I hope they go out in the first round. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, real talk. But I mean, I know it ain't gonna happen. But I mean, uh, at the end of the day, I feel like Chris Paul is an underrated player. You know what I'm saying? When we look back at the numbers, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be like, damn, you know what I'm saying, on the real, the man a winner, bro. But Tony Delk and Chris Paul, them two guys right there, man, I feel like they are underrated players. And Tony Delk was a solid defensive player. You know what I'm saying? He was putting up a dub wherever he went, and then on defense, the man was solid.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And also Tony Delk came from Kentucky too. Now I'm gonna bring up a name that I know y'all have to heard this, but maybe Brother Robbie probably knew is Mookie Blaylock. He was a small guard. I think he played at the University of Oklahoma, and throughout his career, he always averaged a triple double. And he was only 6 feet 6'1".
Yeah, very smart player. I remember Mookie Blaylock. He
Mookie
took over.
Blaylock.
Yeah, he took over for Doc Rivers. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Uh, yeah, it was a lot of great guards at that time. I mean, you had to be great. You know what I'm saying? You had to be. You know what I'm saying? Mark Price. Then if it ain't Mark Price, then it's, Rolando Blackman. If it ain't Rolando, you know what I'm saying? Every night it was
Very
somebody that
underrated.
was super, it was
Mag-
somebody super cold, bro.
yeah,
Byron Scott, you know what I'm saying, that you just had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Anderson. These dudes was cold, man. Rod Strickland. Mark Price, Mark Brent, no, 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 uh, damn, Mark Jackson. That's who I was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Mahmoud, Sharif, Abdul Sharif. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Man, dude, these dudes was cold, bro. These dudes was cold. And if you wasn't ready, they would light you up. You know what I'm saying? That's how Mookie Blaylock get lost in Kevin Johnson. That's how he get lost in the fray because there was so many good guards. John Stockton. These are some of the best dudes to ever play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and this was every night.
yeah,
You would lead, you would have to play Tim Hardaway, and then the next night you had to play Rod Strickland, and then the next night you had to play Mark Price.
yeah,
Damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was. I mean, it was a very different NBA. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that.
yeah. Exactly. So you sure you should not name one sleep? Gotta be one.
Um, um, well, y'all named some good dudes. Cause I think they were kind of underrated too. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Kenny Smith.
All right, talk about him then.
Kenny Smith was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's kind of underrated. Let me see who else. I know I could name somebody else who I feel like was underrated. Um, damn, I just had him too. Nick Van
Lefty,
Axel.
yes, Lefty, Man,
Yeah,
dude, Nick the Quick was man, dude.
yeah.
Look at that
Nick at
nigga
night,
Laker when he was with the Lakers, man. Nick Van Exel was cold, bro.
killing. He was killing.
When he
Man,
was,
that Cincinnati team that they had, man, that team was man, bro.
they had him was him. I forgot who it was, and plus they had Kenyon Martin before he broke his leg.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Nick at night.
hmm But
Man,
Nick the Quick Van Exel, bro.
oh my
Hell
god.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And then, but you know what I'm saying? He get his credit. You know what I'm saying? He in the Hall of Fame now. Jason Kidd. These dude, every night it was somebody that you was just gonna have to deal with. Rod Strickland is one of them people that man, bro,
I'm a,
man, it wasn't no guarding that dude, man. You
but
couldn't guard him.
And he could
I'm
play defense. Rod
Yeah.
Strickland.
yeah,
He'll lock your ass up.
yeah, right, yeah. But there is one name I'm gonna throw out. Maybe y'all don't remember. He came out of the '84 draft. It's Otis Thorpe from
Otis Thorpe. Yeah, yes, sir.
Otis Thorpe he had a pretty good career until he went to Houston, and that's when you really see his value. That I think that he's one of the few players had over 10,000 rebounds. I believe
hmm
now over close to 500 blocks. And I forgot how many points he must have. I think he not that far from 200 from 20,000 and stuff, but he had a stellar career. And Otis Thurb was very very smart. That I don't think that people understand his value. When he helped prepare Houston for the consecutive championships. Everywhere he go, a lot of people don't understand. He helped the team go to the playoffs. But when he went to Houston, everybody, oh, he just came. No, he's been doing this all throughout his career. So the powerful Otis Thorpe, he came out that great class that if you think about it, if you look at that 84 class that really came out, he's one of the few that won consecutive championships.
hmm
If you look at that class ain't really they
Man, look at it like this, right? These are the people that won championships, right? From '84 till when Mike retired, right? Bird, Magic, Isaiah, Jordan, and Hakeem Olajuwon. That's it. You know what I'm saying? All them other great players. So now we talking about some of the guys to ever do it. These are some of the best dudes to ever do it. Never won a championship. You
right
know what I'm saying? Carl Malone. You know what I'm
85,
saying?
85,
Patrick Ewing,
80.
Dominique Wilkins. These dudes never won a championship, and they are some of the best players to ever play. You know what I'm saying? Gary Payton. These dudes, man, was super cold.
He won one back in '96 with the
Oh
Mike.
yeah. You're right. You're right. My fault. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro, you know what I'm saying? Jordan stopped a lot of great players from winning championships. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Thomas stopped a lot of players from winning. Bird, Magic,
Yeah, 70,
Isaiah,
79 drop.
Jordan, and Akeem Olajuwon. That was it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Barkley didn't win one. You know what I'm saying? He was just wrong place, wrong time. That don't mean that they wasn't great players. You know what I'm saying? That just mean that Jordan was that dominant. You know what I'm saying? He was. Once they got past Isaiah, that was it. It
Yeah,
was over. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew that. You know what I'm saying? He left, came back. The Magic eliminated him, and then that's when they got Dennis Rodman, and it was really over. You know what I'm saying? Because you mentioned rebounding with Otis Thorpe. You know what I'm saying? This is why Portland made it to the '92 finals. You know what I'm saying? Underrated. Kevin Duckworth and Buck Williams. Them two dudes clinked the glass so good, bro. You got one shot.
uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? You got one shot. That's what fueled the Bulls' last three championships. They rebounded. You know what I'm saying? You trying the offensive rebound, you out of position because they down the floor already.
Oh yeah,
They got Jordan and Pippen on the wings.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You trying the offensive rebound, shit, they didn't dunk the ball by the time you turned around. You know what I'm saying? Rebounding is the invisible stat. You know what I'm saying? That like that's what win games. You know what I'm saying? Literally. Like it's only ever so many possessions.
Mhm.
And if I get two shots to your one and everything being equal, you got good players, I got good players, who you think gonna win? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's very simple. It's math. You know what I'm saying? It's about 85, 90 possessions of basketball game, right? If I get three shots to your one, I win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That literally, man. Saying
Yeah.
unless you motherfucker got a team full of Steph Currys, I'm about to whoop your man. You ain't gonna even it ain't gonna even be close. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I that's all I practice is blocking out and getting in the transition. Cause I'm gonna get you off the offensive glass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run down your throat. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how good you shoot. I'm gonna take the ball out the net and be down the floor so quick it's over. You know what I'm saying? You
That's
gotta foul me. You know what I'm saying? Literally.
yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point too because Buck Williams was very underrated.
Yeah.
Very, especially the glass. He had a nice jump shot. You notice, and he was one of the few players, y'all, that every year he got better on his offense. He played. He came from University of Maryland.
Right. Right.
So very underrated and stuff. In the WNBA, and for the ladies, I want you to hear this. I think one very underrated is Teresa Weatherspoon. She's one of the few women that won four consecutive Olympic gold. Toward the mid '80s, she played in the great Louisiana State teams, and she went on overseas. Had an outstanding career. And then she picked it. She never left the beat, and then she came one of the WNBA legends that is not being mentioned. Matter of fact, she hit a half court shot to be a game in Houston. In 1 year, they played for the championship, and always they didn't really had a jump shot. It got a little better, but she was always an architect. You can always count her, and she played in great New York Liberty teams, but they can never really beat Houston because Houston, I to me, that team of that time, they New York did not have that much offense to me, and I think Houston they had both, and so I was like, it was like really like that's what I'm coming from in here. So and let me see, it was another one. Let me see what's up. Um, there was somebody else that I think is very underrated. In baseball, I said Hank Aaron is very underrated. I'm gonna explain why. Because everybody talk about his offense, but wherever it's a fly ball, he makes it easy. And I want people to understand at that time in baseball, you got to be fundamentally sound of offense and defense. And I did not know that Hank Aaron had a few golden gloves. And a lot of people don't understand this either. Do you know after the age of 35, he hit 235 home runs more to beat Babe Ruth for the all-time home run king? Picture that, family. At 35, he hit 235 more home runs. And at the time, he was slowing down. So you think about it, I said from 28 to maybe 30. That was his prime. He slowed down a little bit. That means that Before then, he was hitting like 35 to 45 home runs a year. And he still, and then at 35, he hit 235 more. That means he must have averaged at least about 25 to 30 home runs. And at that time, they put him at designated hitter because he couldn't really run all that well after that, and he still produced. He's one of the few people too that had over 700 some home runs and drove in almost, I think, over 2,000 runs, and he had over 3,000 hits, and his slugging percentage is all time. But also he had some Golden Gloves too. Very underrated. Um, Another baseball player before he passed away, um, Roberto Clemente, one of the first, Spanish brothers that helped Pittsburgh win the title, and he was very underrated too. You know, and the one person he looked up to is Jackie Robinson, the Oprah paid away before he died in a plane accident back in '72. Um, Let me see another. We already talked about Kurt Flood of his contribution, and then there's another one. Um, we know that Jackie Robinson was the first was the first player that start had plays in the major. Have played look like us, have played look like us coming to major leagues. But do you know who's the second player and the first black player that in the American League is the great Larry Doby. He was a significant he played a significant role. He was the second person. But at the same time, they thought he didn't have the numbers. He was an excellent. I believe he was a pretty good baseball player. I think that he helped Cleveland win a title. Back I believe in the late 50s. But it was a baseball was not putting him as a significant one. And they was really and in baseball social. I mean the veterans was really fighting hard to have him be in the Hall of Fame, not just for his numbers, but his significant role. The first black player that played in the American League, and at that time it was big because American League did not want black players to play at that time. And back in the the early 50s. And Larry Doby at the time, he was sick. And they finally got him in the Hall of Fame through the Veteran Association. I forgot what year. I think he passed away in '98, something like that. But I know he got in the Hall of Fame before he passed. The great Larry Doby. So we need to pay homage to these people what I've just talked about. We always talk about Jackie Robinson. Point understood. There's no doubt about it. But pay attention to Larry Doby. Just like I give you another one before I'm asked, I'm gonna say what's up for the chat, and then I'm gonna have these brothers give their last remarks. Another one, McCaff. He runs second to the great Jesse Owens. But in the later his career, he went on, to be a very important political figure in Chicago. And I believe he's like the co-owner, sponsor of the Black Caucus with Shirley Chisholm back in the early 80s. Early 70s. He passed away in '77. And he had an outstanding career. I think he was a professor and stuff like that. McCaff. He ran second to Jesse Owens in Olympics, 1936. So, we gotta pay homage to these people. And I'm not gonna read the names out, but thanks for everybody that came in the chat and made your contributions. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. And I appreciate I appreciate y'all and everything. Everybody, I appreciate it. And stay tuned for tomorrow. I got a dish that's going the doctor's gonna bring it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, and also it's gonna be there's gonna be a panel discussion tomorrow. I gotta think what we're gonna talk about it. That's in the air, but watch out for that. Tomorrow it's going down. I'm not gonna tell you where it is, but trust me, y'all gonna like it. I got some good. Most likely I'm gonna do a little dessert too. I got some cookies that y'all never seen before. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna bless y'all. I'm gonna bless y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna bless you tomorrow. Last remarks, brother Rob, and she stay sleep. And in the chat, thank you so much.
Yeah, my last remarks. Another underrated player, uh, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn
Yes,
from the Padres.
yes,
Man,
back.
I have my players look at his at bats. He one of the greatest hitters that never get talked about.
No.
Um, um, so if you want to teach a kid how to hit, have them look at Tony Gwynn. That's how
Yes.
you hit. You watch Tony Gwynn. You want to learn how to hit? Watch Tony Gwynn. You know what I'm saying? But peace and love to everybody out there. God bless a good night.
Mm-hmm. She stay sleep. Last remarks.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out to my brothers on the panel. My brother Rob, my brother Malik, and of course you, my brother JT. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned tomorrow. Um, for the fellowship that we have every Sunday, and also stay tuned Monday for the underrated sports show. I appreciate all the love and the support. If y'all haven't yet, um, make sure y'all go and support us that's up here on the panel. All three of us are content creators. Make sure you go to our channels. You check out my brother Rob, and make sure you hit that big red button in the bell. So when he put some content out, you will be notified. Also check me out, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. That's Sheep Stay Sleep TV, all one word. And hit that red button and the bell on the side. It's very much appreciated. And of course, if you haven't yet, make sure you support my brother's platform. That's right here, the Underrated Darkness. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna throw one. Stay right there, brother. And I'm gonna throw one name out before I close this out. Is Gibson, Josh Gibson. He's one of the best home run hitters in the Negro leagues. He was another one that played that they said that they snuck him in Yankee Stadium. They was giving him some practice hits, and they said he hit a few balls outside Yankee Stadium at that time. But he died. He died real early in 19. He real died 1940. He never really get the chance to really hit. And then also another Gibson. He was a pitcher back in the great St. Louis Cardinal teams. They was one of the first teams that integrate black stars on there. You got Lou Brock, even Kurt Flood play on there. And what his first name? Oh man, what his name? Well, anyway, he one of the hardest throwers ever, and he had one of the best percentages of pitchers that won in the major leagues at that time in the playoffs. I forgot his first name, but his last name is Gibson. Hall of Fame. So on that note, I want to thank everybody that joined the panel. We always dropping jewels. The ones who came in late. Um, do me a favor, Party Chaos or Muhammad. Is the one? Could you pull up Brother Rob's channel and my channel, please, if you can, before I close that out?
It's Bob Gibson though.
There
The
you go.
pitcher,
Thank you,
Bob
Bob
Gibson.
Gibson. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Rob. Bob Gibson. No joke.
But anyway, oh, okay. But the Bob Gibson, yeah. Clint, I mean, there's few people that beat him, but most of the time he get the best out of him. Every time he get there, money in the bank. And so we, in Major League Baseball, they never really talk about the St. Louis Cardinals back in the 60s because at that time it was racial. But these are black players that helped propel St. Louis Cardinals to win titles, Major League titles. And we don't talk about it. I mean, throughout the mid 60s going to the late 60s, you know, we don't give these players no credit. We really don't, but we should. I think from now on, I think what we're going to do, me, she Stacey, we're going to talk about teams. We're going to talk about teams in the past that helped win titles of any sport that is not being mentioned. We're going to talk about that. I think it's very important about that time. And let me see the Okay, cool. All right. Thank you very much. So on that note, watch out. I got a great meal coming up tomorrow. On that note, get host.